All right. Focusing on games that are less of dumpster fires, we've got some Crimson Lucians here. So this is a very low to the ground aggro deck. Although I will say one critique I have of the starting configuration that I have from a viewer is that we only have one drop in this deck to start, one Legion Saboteur. One thing we might want to consider after we play a little bit is perhaps playing some more one drops so we can play a one-on-one a little bit more consistently. Past that, we've got the Crimson package. So Crimson Disciple's been nerfed, but I think this card's still very reasonable. Pair it with Demolitionist, Grenadier. We've even got a couple of Crimson Aristocrats here. And then for our champions, we've got two Ralliers. We've got Lucian as well as Katarina here. And then our deck curves out very low. We're mostly just threes with a few copies of Kato the Arm here at the top end to give things overwhelmed to punch through those last few points of damage. And then we've also got some copies of Might here to punch through extra points of damage. We also have Transfusion, which I think is still one of the best combat tricks in the game. And then we've got some Culling Strike to clear out some larger threats that might try and roadblock us. This card still, I think even with Braum's nerf, there's still some Braum in the format. And this card kills both Ezreal and Swain. So I think Culling Strike's still a pretty premium piece of removal. Let's go ahead and pop into some games here with this and see how it goes. Ferocious Pet. Sure. I mean, I don't even think it's I don't even think you really need to make a better or worse than comparison there, Jeff Fish. I think like there's a good chance you want to play both.
What's that noise? No.
Culling Strike is notably bad against Ash Sejani. That being said, we haven't played against Ash Sejani at all today. So while the Ash Sejani deck is very good, this game is not Magic. It's well balanced and well tended to and cared for, so the best deck does not represent most of your matches. I'm gonna take a hit for one here. We'll probably block that eventually, but no need to do it right now.
Come here, handsome.
Hello, dear. What have you got us into now?
Hello, dear. Worth noting the comparison of Legion Saboteur to the other one drop we were talking about a second ago. If we had the Fearsome, it would be much better here. I'm gonna go ahead and play Senna out to start forcing some chump blocks here. Probably just gonna bank some spell mana this turn as opposed to playing Saboteur. Don't really want to attack these into their X1s.
I love a taste of the action.
Thermo Beam is very good. Agree with that. Alright, time to start blocking, chat.
Lovely day for a battle.
Try to understand. I matter, you don't.
He's gonna be so happy.
I like your style.
I like your face.
I like your face.
No one's the wiser.
Neverglade Collector's a big deal here. All of these things now drain us when they block. Yeah. Neverglade Collector's like a huge beating. Wait.
Let the bloodshed begin.
Deal 1 damage to all battling units. Okay, in.
It's nothing personal.
Please, I have connections. You have to get me out of here.
Is this even better than just letting damage happen, though? I guess I trigger this an extra time. That's probably not worth doing this, right? Yeah, it's probably not worth it. Probably should have attacked with this too. I would have gotten in more damage that way.
Look what you did.
Thanks for watching, a Ginger Wookie.
Violence solves everything.
Katarina might be our saving grace here.
You'll live, probably.
I feel like I'm about to get harrowinged on their turn.
The Yordle here's with me.
That's such a good draw, chat. Nah, it's fine. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Better late than never.
I'd ask your name, but I don't care.
I'd ask your name, but I don't care.
Mother! Let the bloodshed begin.
The bloodier the better.
In position.
Yeah, I'm supposed to attack with this too. Not attacking with the 5-1 kind of. This doesn't really show my hand too much.
You'll never see it coming.
Was that a good draw? I think that was a good draw.
Hold up.
I'm gonna kill this because we're gonna play Cat and Rally.
Oh, my friend! Explosives primed. Never.
So Rally gives us the attack token again here. They block here and they're dead, so they need a thing. Okay.
In position.
This is gonna deal 1 to me.
Moving into sight.
That nerf being good for us here, which is kind of funny. So I think because they made a 4-3, I'd like to play out Legion Grenadier.
Let the bloodshed begin.
Howdy gotta. Yeah, when I stream non-magic games, usually I turn some only mode off. Welcome, chat. This lets her stay in play going into our turn here, which is great. So I get to open on attacks next turn with her now. Alright, it's a good start. Got to see Katarina really go to work there.
See ya.
Just wanted to let you know I'll be sticking around for as long as it takes WotC to fix their dumpster fire. Here's hoping it doesn't flame past September. I appreciate it, Walker. Yeah, so I mentioned this earlier, but for people that have come in and come out who are some of my regulars, I'm going to post a statement about my plans for my content in general tomorrow night, I think. I'm going to give Wizards a chance. I think I'm going to mulligan this in the dark, looking for like a 3-drop here to curve into. I plan to be here playing games and stuff as long as this is feasible to have it be my job. As for what exactly those games will be, that'll depends on what games we're enjoying. Do you have an Omen Hawk? They always have an Omen Hawk, chat. Nailed it. I'm honestly, if they only ban Reclamation, I'm not sure I really want to dip back into Magic. Like, it isn't even really just Reclamation. Like, again, like, people that have followed my stuff for a while, just the games of Magic, I feel like Wizards saying Teferi is fine is them saying the type of Magic I enjoy playing isn't welcome in their game, and I should find a different game to play. So do I Lucian here? I think I just Crimson. Nah, I think there's too many different things they could do tomorrow, TDM. I want Teferi and Reclamation banned. Ideally, I think Muxus should be banned in Historic as well. I think when you peel back the Reclamation curtain, Goblins is going to pop up.
Try to understand. I matter. You don't.
I'm going to go ahead and attack into this because they either trade here or they eat one of these. And if they eat one of these, Cat's Blade's Edge can kill this, so it's not too big of a deal. I don't really care, TDM.
Damn it. Is that all?
I don't know. You know, if I stop doing magic stuff and Runeterra or other games don't work out, like, for people that are familiar with my background, I have a master's degree in mathematics, I have software development experience, like, it'll means I'll, like, turn my LinkedIn profile back on instead of ignoring recruiters that send me emails every month. We've got options. I don't know.
Fine, fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Eat their thing here. Get a toy. I don't know. In general, as far as like conspiracy theories regarding Wizards of the Coast, though, I'd encourage you to not attribute malice to that which is adequately explained by incompetence. The idea that, like, they want you or me to stop playing Magic is far less likely than they're just bad at their jobs. Transfusion is so good. Do you also have an elixir? You do not. Unless... Now, the way that lined up, it does make my Crimson Awakener a little awkward here.
Now, where did that one run off to? Fuse his legs!
Yeah, Runeterra's great.
Always chasing after people. What have I told you? Stay out of there.
Little cutie's elusive. Surprised he didn't attack there. I wonder if they were playing around. Do we just drop Kato in here?
What time is it?
I don't know. I think Wizards knows they currently have issues. I also think they're trying to figure out, like, are those issues worth addressing at this point? I think I'm just going to let them use the 4 Demacia as a fog here and just pass.
Would you believe he once bit
And I had talked about this before. So Wizards of the Coast sent out a survey recently, and the questions that they included on that survey, in my mind, kind of imply that they know that they're having issues. Because, like, you don't ask some of the questions that they asked without, like, thinking your product is in trouble. Like, these are not questions you ask happy customers, basically. Just going to 8 here. They're like Freljord Demacia, so like they can have like double pump, but that's like not too big of a deal. I think I just let this happen. Maybe I trade this off so that way I can play Crimson Awakener out. That's probably the line.
What do you want?
Virtue guides me.
That's really good.
Never fail.
Whenever Ice runs Radiant Strike over Ranger's Resolve, Radiant Strike is better with your your Crimson units. Thanks for the 25 months, Gnome. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're staying safe out there. If you prevent your Crimson units from taking damage,
It's just
yes, it's also good with quick attackers. It's a good observation.
quickness of blade.
I will end this here.
A little bit better here. Hopefully we don't get, like, harsh wind.
They'll never know what killed her.
Yeah, I plan to stream a bunch extra when the new card set releases for this game. So I get to Culling Strike this, and then I have Cat to rally twice here. I think we might kill them. So, like, they can play at least one Poro here. I guess they could maybe have two. They got two one-drop Poros. We're going to force them to chump block at least, or trade off a whole bunch here.
They should be.
So they at least won't get to leverage Poro stacks with these. So we're gonna put them to 2, right?
Done yet. Access lives on.
No going back.
So again, you can rally as many times as you want in a turn. Every time you play her, every time she strikes, she recalls. Every time you play her, she rallies.
Never. Only fools hesitate. No going back.
Yeah, Cat is super powerful when she gets going. She lets you win games that you have like no business winning otherwise.
I'll try it.
That's actually 2-drop here is actually great, right? Because it lets me Cat twice and transfusion here with my spell mana.
Sun is shining. We should too. I knew I should have trusted you. I could have told you that. Quick as the blade. Never back down from what you believe. I knew I should have trusted you. I could have told you that.
Do I attack and transfusion here? I almost feel like I do. Like, forces the Heart of Fluff out.
They're afraid. They should be.
I guess I could save the transfusion. No, I can't even save the transfusion to protect this, right? Because... what's the word I'm searching for?
This is my choice.
Because this is going to pop back up to my hand. Oh, that summons it right into play. Oh, I missed that. Okay, are we dead?
Illuminate the enemy. Come here, darling.
So now they can Poro snacks to level up Lux and get a final spark. Which means they can kill Katarina before she attacks. So I think I start on Crimson Disciple and then I'm going to pass if they don't do anything. Yeah, I think that does it. Need to peel like a transfusion there or something to pump them out. So, this makes a final spark when it levels. And I'm dead to open attacks next turn. Yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of the auto battler genre. Playing auto battlers appropriately feels a lot like doing homework to me. It's a lot of it's like drafting. Like, it's the same reason like drafting in card games I don't enjoy either. It feels like homework. There's a lot of memorizing pick orders, stuff like that just isn't like, doesn't feel like a game to me. Where were you last turn? Not if you use plugins that sell you stuff. Yeah, at that point it's like, why am I even playing? You just hit on why I enjoy team fight. Yeah, and like for a lot of people, that's a plus, right? I'm glad there's people that enjoy that, but for me, it just doesn't. It's not that type of gameplay. Wasn't something I really enjoyed. And maybe I'm sure Teamfight Tactics has a few things that are different. Like I played a bunch of Underlords back when that first came out, and I know that there's a little bit different there. But yeah, the auto battler's definitely closer to drafting than they're like drafting without having to play your crappy draft deck yourself. Because like the worst part about drafting in Magic is having to actually play with your deck. We're gonna lead on Grenadier here. We want to get Crimson Curator out before we Demolitionist.
Sure about that? Noxus lives on.
Nah, I don't really have a strong desire to play APM-based games. I mean, I'm an old man with slow reflexes.
The reputation.
A true Freljordian welcome.
When I played a good bit of Overwatch probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago, just very casually, and like at the end of like Overwatch sessions, my hands would like physically hurt. I hope Riot adds an option to lock the size of the window at some point, so I stop randomly grabbing it like that. Happens like once every other stream.
Remember the objective.
Go to grab a card out of my hand. I'm playing windowed mode, and I'll go to like grab a card out of my hand, and I grab the bottom of the screen instead.
This'll take the chill off.
War Mason, reporting for duty.
Little punished for putting that to 1. They're playing Thydmere, Anivia, so I probably want to save Culling Strike for their bird. Maybe just Kato here. If I can attack through this 3/3 without using Culling Strike. I guess I could also lean on Might.
Who gets tossed? Nothing escapes my watch. I give you muscles.
Streaming non-card games is also tough too, because like as someone who has a specific shtick essentially, you know, when I do a non-Magic game, Riot Dovadegs, Dovagetties, thank you for the very generous sub-gifties. I really appreciate that.
Our strength is yours.
Your game's great. So we could just trade Kato here, but I'd probably rather trade Kato. I guess if I trade Kato on offense, they could trade it for a Spiderling, but I could just punch for a lot with this Might. Second Kato's kind of appealing. We just, like, line him up. I think we just get set up to open attacks next turn, and with the Overwhelms plus Culling Strike, we end up in a pretty reasonable spot. I'm going to eat their 1/1 here, I think. I'm going to take 2, because I don't want to give them a card draw, I don't think. Any favorite champion so far? I think Lux is my favorite champion in the game.
I have my orders.
That's really good. So I have 8 total mana here. That means I can do a 2 and 2 3s. So I'm going to lead on Crimson Disciple here, because this way if they have another Avalanche, they take a damage to play it at least. And then the question is, do I want to play 2 3s? I think we probably want to Might, I would assume, because they're going to throw this 3/2 in front of Kato, and I would like to Overwhelm over it. And I want to support... Is that support animation new? Is this new in 1.6?
My turn.
I haven't played a ton of support stuff. I really liked it. If it isn't new, I didn't notice it before. It's a good touch.
Stand and
My
defend.
outfit.
Ready the
Oh,
torches.
look at you.
This is our homeland.
This is one of the peak benefits of being a content creator. I mostly only own clothing with branding. Thank you. Shout out to Fade to Karma for hooking us up. It's new in 1.6. Yeah, it looks good. Really, the little attentions to details like that make the interface really elegant. They already used 1 vial. Okay, yeah, so this is just happening. They're down to 5. The question is, can we punch through and finish things off before their Bird and War Mother start taking over? They're 2 turns off of War Mothering. They're 1 turn off of War Mothering. Are they comfortable?
Brand new hoodies are always comfy. The shorts are comfy. Too.
Are they? Nice. Nice.
They're big on me.
That's good. If they're woof. Huh.
If they're big on me, they'll fit you.
Yeah, it's just if they're not big on you.
Another day, another monster.
At least with this draw, I get to level Lucian here. And I think we're supposed to just level Lucian.
Pay for this. I'll bring them peace.
I've found my family, my bloodkin. Everyone bleeds for the right prize.
And this explicitly does not just kill our stuff. Okay, so do we open on attacks here? Demolitionist makes me feel like the answer is no, because Demolitionist means I get another unit out of this deal too. Hey, thanks for the 1.5 years, Carlos. I really appreciate it.
If they don't break, they'll burn.
Now, the problem with developing like this is my opponent could Ruination me, the sweeper. Yeah, I don't think we beat Ruination. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to attack because they're forced to block there. It was TDM, but I think this card's still very good. Like, if you go through the list of champions that are being played, like, outside of Ash Shajani, Culling Strike's still very reasonable. It's my favorite deck currently. I don't think it's very good, but I really like Fizz Teemo. I'm a sucker for, like, tempo combat trick style decks, and Fizz Teemo with Suit Up does that really well. Speaking of Ash Shajani, first time playing against that today. I think I'm going to mulligan the extra Saboteur here. I don't know if it's unreasonable to keep Kano in the opener. I think maybe I mulligan this because they're a Frostbite deck. We keep 1, 2, look for more 2s and 3s here. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. We're attacking on odds here too, which is good for us.
No one's the wiser.
What are the odds of me playing some League? I don't know. Maybe if Magic really leaves their stuff messed up for... If we end up not playing Magic in September, I'm going to put some variety stuff in. I think my plan is like 2 to 3 Runeterra decks a day and like an hour and a half for variety stuff. I don't know that I really want to play a team-based game. I feel like if I was going to play a team-based game, I'd rather play Valorant. Like a run-and-gun first-person shooter sounds more relaxed. League always seems so intense. Like when I've watched it, I think I'd rather play a run-and-gun. So we've got Lucian. I think with Lucian here, I'm actually going to play the Saboteur, and then we'll play this and we'll start attacking in, so we don't mind if things die if they're working towards leveling this up. They are noxious, so like if we play this out, it could just die.
Patience.
Now, with that play, I think... Now I can't attack with this, but it might be right to throw these into here. Or am I just getting fogged by a 4-4? I think I might just be getting fogged by a 4-4 here. And we'll just, like, develop a little bit and wait till next turn when we have Transfusion and now Radiant Strike. I think because I have the combat trick rolled up, it's wrong to attack in there.
One Freljord. You're late.
You're early.
I'm through waiting.
I say this attack seems super aggressive with this played out. I think this effectively fogs them. And then we definitely want to open on attacks here, because if they draw the top card of their deck that got 3/3 and Overwhelm, it's going to be a huge brick wall. Might be using this Radiant Strike to save a 2/1 here. We'll see how they block.
Intruders, stay back. Over there.
Maybe I'm supposed to order these in the other way, assuming they're gonna block like this. So that way, if this died, because they're more likely to want to kill Lucian than Cena, right? Which probably means I ordered my attackers wrong. gonna save that because it means more damage next turn, and we'll go ahead and just let the rest of this happen. I don't think I want to trade these here.
You monster!
So she goes up to double strike here. Saving transfusion to save this from a burn spell is also valuable.
Freljord's true ruler.
Round start, Frostbite, the strongest enemy. This is normally a 3/3. You can see it has the Outrider bonus on it. I don't know if we can beat that, chat.
War Mason, reporting for duty. For the glory of Noxus.
Strongest is power, then health, then convert, then cost. So even if I aristocrat this will still get stunned.
Ice runs in our veins.
This is definitely a matchup where Calling Strike's not great.
These stories were true.
Yeah, they're just so beefy at this point. So I guess I could do this on here, and then this can trade with the 5/5, but like their average card quality is just so much higher than ours at this point.
A true Freljordian welcome.
Let's try one. Do I make decks as well, or just use well-crafted ones? A majority of the decks we play on this stream are viewer submissions. So there is a deck queue on my website that has the list of things waiting to be played in it. Although at this point we've been playing a lot of Runeterra recently, so there aren't a lot of things waiting to be played. So mostly a mix of what things in the community that support my content want to see. The $sign and the 25 on my card are a cheeky for $25. I will play what you send me. Definitely mulliganing this. I think I'm gonna mulligan one curator, look for something to enable these two. Great. We're attacking on odds. I feel like if we can't beat Ash Shajani with this hand, we should probably shelve this deck. This is definitely like one of our better hands and we're attacking on odds. Doing well, Panda Ninja. Life is swell, Runeterra is great. They didn't have Omen Hawk. Is their deck broken? Maybe they should file a support ticket. So they could definitely play a 3/3 here, right? So I think I'm going to open on attacks and get in my 5.
Nothing can stop me.
That's not strictly true. We actually hit a in-game bug the other day when we were playing the Fizz Teemo deck that I filed a support ticket for to let them know there was a bug they needed to address. It was like a really weird situation with like frostbites and multiple suit-ups.
All the world on one
So like
arrow.
very, very corner casey.
Fuse is lit.
Avarosans, stand together.
Try me.
I assume we're gonna get brittle steeled here, but I think that's fine. I don't think I can just take 10 here. Culling Strike, sure. Yeah, it involved 2 suit-ups, a Teemo level up, and a Frostbite.
Come, Clara, we have much to teach you.
I can't wait.
Alright. I was giving them a chance, but we're gonna go ahead and mute them now.
These are our lands.
You may recommend a tutorial to Runeterra.
Time is right. Right now.
Like most things about Runeterra, the default in-game tutorial is actually really good. So if you're looking to play and get a feel for it, I would definitely recommend just playing through the in-game tutorial a little bit yourself. All right, I mean, we were able to run Ash to Johnny down here with a good start. If you have any questions while you're watching, feel free to ask. Happy to point it out. Happy to point things out and talk about them. There should be, if you're on the PC, there should be a Twitch over it. Lets you mouse over cards that you can see. I almost cut Culling Strikes when we started. I feel like the way these games have been playing out, I just want a little bit of reach in the deck. Is it crazy to swap Culling Strike for Noxian Fervor? How do we feel about that? We had like a couple of games where we're just like, if we just had like a little bit of reach, we would have been really well off. I'm gonna try that swap here. Yeah, with Braum getting nerfed back down to 0 power, Culling Strike's a little bit less important. Yeah, the deal 2, deal 1 could be okay too. Oh yeah, Heimer technically nerf it helps too a little bit. So I'm actually gonna full mulligan here, and I'm mulliganing to like look for early cards on the curve. But Demolitionist has a deceptive cost because we don't actually want to play Demolitionist as a 2-drop. We want to play Demolitionist after we have a 2 already in play. Hawk on 1. There's the Fridge Lord I know and love.
Oh, I can't wait.
If there's more Hawks, that's definitely merit to possibly changing the Saboteurs to Spiders or adding Spiders. Like I said, I feel like getting to 5 or 6 1-drops might not necessarily be bad.
Ready.
Huh? Do we Crimson? We could double Saboteur, hold Transfusion. I feel like I want to play this out after I can Transfusion to get some value from it, so I think I'm gonna double Saboteur here.
The trap is set.
I have my orders.
The 3/3 I basically don't have good attacks though, right? I think I'm just passing for now. I'm gonna try and develop my board and go wide here. Might's a great pickup.
Hot on the trail.
So we'll take a hit for 3 here. I get to play a 3-drop, bank a spell mana, and then next turn I get to play 3-drop, 2-drop, plus have a Might up still, which seems pretty good. Or we could just do that.
Who gets tossed?
Everybody!
Go time! Up, up! My life for Avarosa. I'll protect the villages. Ready the torches.
Harsh Winds is an appropriately named card. Yeah, we hadn't hit any assets in like the first hour or 2 hours of the stream. And like now we played against the last 3 matches. This card is very strong.
The War Mother will unite us all.
Love you. Have
just
fun.
needed his fingerprint.
She just needed my fingerprint, okay? Just calm down. It's okay.
I'm what nightmares fear.
I'm through waiting.
Think we're dead to 5/5s, chat. Yeah, they're still at 15. Okay, let's try one more here. So we're 1-2 against Ash Shijani. Feel like on paper that matchup's probably not good for us. The game we won, we had a pretty ideal like 1-2-3 curve when we were attacking on odds. Kalista Elise. I'm glad that Tempo Endure is a deck that's popped back up. And I'm mulliganing these looking for a 1-drop or some maybe just to keep the Might. Might's probably good against their deck that's gonna have a lot of 1/1s. Did I keep all of them actually? Like 2-3 kata? I'm gonna keep them all. I've talked myself into Overwhelm being really good. So, this can't attack into their 1/1s now, but that's like, fine. We'll eventually play Kato, and then she'll be able to attack in with Overwhelm. A quick attacker here will get in.
Purity and peace. My gun does the talking.
Hawk is very strong, for sure. Yep. I don't think Hawk needs a nerf. I think that's a pretty appropriately power leveled card. A little bit of variance is fine. So I get to go Grenadier here, bank 2 spell mana, play Kato next turn, and have Might up, which is great. Okay. Am I gonna need a transfusion here to save my Senna? That's a great pickup because it's a combat trick that I can still play with 1 mana, which is fantastic. May I just attack with these two? They'll put their 4/4 here. We'll save it. Worth noting here, that if this had been a culling strike, we could culling strike this, but it's not, so we can't. It's a change we had made after running into Ash Johnny a couple times. I don't know that that was necessarily a bad change, but it's definitely relevant here.
What have you got us into now?
That is incredibly good. Do I save Kato or Senna? I think I'm saving Kato, right? Saving Kato is worse in the event that they have a third Vile Feast, but I don't think I play around third Vile Feast. Kato's gonna push a lot of damage next turn. Don't do it. Have a heart. All right. I mean, that's a third playable trick here.
No, 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 no!
No, 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 no. Right, they're going to 3 here, but we're kind of blowing our load, huh?
Oh, this hurts.
This at least has overwhelm, so it gets to get through.
I know what lurks in the shadows.
At least they haven't played a They Who Endure, he says, knocking on his desk.
Fine, fine.
I think I need to block here and get value out of this. Yeah, Atrocity being used as a combat trick instead of a finisher is good for us. For sure. Going to 3.
You dare!
Well, poop. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna call it a day on this one. The overall power level of what's going on here feels kind of low. I really think that something Swim touched on his stream the other day when I was watching him go was talking about how blocking is really good right now. As opposed to how it was a little bit worse off when the Elusives deck was a little bit more popular, and the fact that like Legion Saboteur felt really underwhelming. I think the assessment at the start of the stream, someone had said in chat that Fearsome Pet was probably better. I think that was accurate. I also think if I were to try and play this some more, I think I would just probably play both. Like I said, I think that assessment is accurate. That being said, like the top end payoff here, I'm not really sure that this like goes big enough or has. I feel like we both lack enough reach in the late game and early pressure at the start of the game to run people down, and we like kept getting people to like, I don't know, like 6 to 10 life, and just like the board would gum up and there was like nothing else that we could do. And maybe the appropriate solution to that is playing some other big go over the top cards like Captain Farron. Like maybe because Legion Saboteur feels bad, we just cut some of the bottom end and go up a little bit bigger, so that way you have this kind of like, okay, this is my big bomb that's going to deal an incredible amount of damage to you. Because a lot of the games where we were like stalling out, our opponent wasn't necessarily killing us quickly. So maybe this is a direction to perhaps go and pull up a little bit and be more of a mid-rangey Noxious deck. Although I don't know if that really translates well, because like once you get bigger, Katarina starts to fall off a little bit because she's basically an expensive card on her own because you have to be playing her constantly. So you kind of have a little bit of tension there, having too much top end in your deck. At any rate, that's going to be it for me for today, folks. I really appreciate everybody that hung out. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that follow button. I've been here making Runeterra stuff almost every single day. We focus primarily on constructed stuff. If you missed the Lux Ash control deck that we played before this, that was fantastic. It's going to go up on my website and my YouTube channel momentarily. Everything I stream every day gets cut up and archived in both those places in case you ever miss anything. I'll be back tomorrow morning into the afternoon. I'm going to start about 11 a.m. with some more Runeterra stuff. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out, and enjoy the rest of your weekend wherever you're at in the world. Stay safe out there.